Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell, and in the next series of videos we're going to be looking at management skills, and there's lots and lots of different management skills we could use in this section, but we're just going to go through some of the main ones that have been used really well in past exam answers. There's some in textbooks that are really hard to justify or explain that aren't used that well in exams, and I'll probably steer clear of them. I'm just going to use some of the main ones that are really commonly used very well. So firstly, skills refer to the ability of a manager to do something well, and a manager's skills are gained through experience and training. And really, managers need to possess a range of skills, and as I said, we're just going to go through some of the main ones here. So the first one is communication, and communication is the ability to transfer information from a sender to receiver and to listen to feedback. It's essential not only to provide information but to clarify tasks that need to be completed, and that's where the two-way communication is important, so that if you're telling someone a task that needs to be done, you're getting feedback so that they actually, also so that you know that they understand what is being asked of them. Now, before we move on, I should probably say that it's really common to get a skills question in an exam, and a typical type question is identify or describe two management skills that a manager could use in this situation and explain how they're going to use them in this situation, something along those lines. So being able to choose an appropriate management skill to a given situation and explain how they're going to use it. So if you're thinking about that as we go through these videos, all right, how could a manager use communication? And you should be able to do that in any real scenario. Now, communication can be verbal, and written, which is where the manager expresses the ideas through some kind of document or word processing document. It could be verbal oral, where the manager is able to speak directly to the employees and gain feedback, and able to use their non-verbal communication, being body language and visuals, all those type of things. So that's really what communication is, but it's there to ensure that an employee, or I should say another person, is getting the correct information. Now, it's important to be aware of cross-cultural communication. Australia is a really multicultural society, and so there's obviously different cultures within organisations, and it's important to be culturally aware and also culturally sympathetic both ways, in case some mistakes are made because of cultural differences. And it's really important also for a manager when dealing with a foreign organisation or in a foreign country, that they're culturally aware of in that particular situation. The next management skill we're going to look at is negotiation, and that is the process of two or more parties reaching an agreement through discussion or compromise. And really what we want to do is get a win-win situation, so where both parties or every party in the negotiation wins, and that can help us maintain a strong relationship so that we can then negotiate and bargain again in the future. Now, steps for a successful negotiation, there's lots of different steps you could use, but here's just some basic ones. So to prepare well and set limits so that you know what your limits are in a negotiation, you don't go over those limits. Just think of when people go and bid at an auction, they set their limits, or if they don't set a limit, they can overextend themselves and bid too much for a particular house. Same deal with a negotiation, so making sure that you don't put the company and its assets at risk by not setting limits. Negotiating in good faith, that means that you're actually going to listen to suggestions and the other party's ideas and really compromising in good faith. So you're not just going in there and saying, well, no, I'm not going to listen, we're only going to get what we want to get out of it. That it's actually negotiating in good faith. So listening actively and acknowledging what is being said is important, so that you're actually listening to what the other parties are saying, not just having your own ideas in your head, having an open mind about possible scenarios so that you can hopefully reach a win-win agreement. And then it's really important to record information and give feedback on outcomes so that it is clear, so you're not walking away thinking one thing and the other party's walking away thinking another, so that all information is recorded. You go through what has been agreed upon at the end of the meeting, and so that you're both clear on what the actual outcomes are. So for activities, questions and more on this topic, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.